And here we are once again. We're here. I'm Lee Duran, the finance man. We're here with Chris. Who are you?
That's the question. Who am I? Chris Dominguez, best in the West. That's who I am.
Dude, you gotta
Does that answer everybody's question?
The energy up.
Is
man.
that?
And then who are we here with?
Don't hit table.
He said, best in the West. No energy at all.
I know. Who are we here with?
Okay, everybody, we're here with Rebecca Haynes. She's a first-year realtor. She's soon to be top producer. Whoop, whoop, put it in the air. And she's here because she's doing great. She's kicking butt, taking names. But the question that she has is, how do I continue to grow my business utilizing tools like marketing, advertising, and branding? And she has no clue how to do this, so we're going to walk her through this today. And by the end of it, she's going to be a marketing genius.
Well, no clue's a little bit harsh, but I definitely could use some help. Because currently I'm in that hustle, grind, everyday mode, kind of hunt and eat what I kill, kind of, scraping the bottom of the barrel, looking for the next deal that I can. And I mean, geez, I've closed 24 this year, and
wait,
Man, that's kicking butt.
Hold on, full stop. You closed 24 this year. 24?
24 this year, yep.
24.
A little over 10 million volume.
20. Now, how long have you been in real estate?
I've been in real estate about 3 years.
As a licensed realtor, 3 years?
Nope, actually just got my license this January.
So one full calendar, not even a full calendar year
almost a full calendar year, yeah.
And
I
you've
really
closed
11
20,
months or whatever.
How many?
24.
Two.
But you know what?
Like
for the first
2 a
3
month?
months, just a little secret.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I didn't close anything.
You didn't close anything?
The first 3 months.
I got another secret for you. Nobody does. Nobody does.
Oh, that was a scary time. You know how many times I thought, man, I should go get a job.
Yeah, that's everybody does. Everybody does. So you know that you are what everybody wants to be. They want to hit 24 in the first year. You know that, right? Anybody who doesn't know the real estate world, your average realtor closes 3 a year. 3 to 5 a year. I think that's what it is, California Association of Realtors.
Eek.
I know, 3 to 5 a year. And the average realtor makes, but if you're closing 24 in your first year, so everybody wants to know right away, how do you do that?
How do I do that? Okay,
Yeah.
well, let's sideways or backtrack into the first question that we didn't really get into. You said,
Go.
How long have I been in real estate? 3
Yeah.
years. But wait, what? You've only been licensed since January. What did you do before then? Okay, well, I have been in real estate. I started in real estate kind of by accident. I was looking for any job that would pay the bills while I was getting myself through college to become a teacher.
Okay.
Anyhow, landed at a mortgage company. Got on the phones for the very first time in my life, and I hated it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
People yelling, people
everybody
mad.
does, by the
Oh
way.
my gosh, it was scary. I was like, what am I doing? This is not for me. But I kept going. Within about 6 months for other lenders at the mortgage company, I
Yep.
originated like 8 deals from cold calling.
From cold calling.
They didn't give us any leads.
Right.
Well, very few.
And that's real easy, right? Cold calling is super easy.
No.
It's real coming.
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds
Well,
of
the people that pick up
conversations
the
every day.
phone, they're receptive. They want to listen to what you have to say when you call them, right?
Totally.
Yeah, they're like, tell me more.
That's
I got all day.
Exactly.
I got all day.
This is the ideal phone call. Hi, this is Rebecca Haynes. I'm calling for this, and I think I can help you with this. And they're like, okay, tell me more. How can you help me? And then it's a super
And that
easy
happens
conversation.
every time, right?
But usually it's, who are you? Why are you calling? Did
Click.
I ask you to call? What's
Click.
going on?
Take
Click.
me off your
exactly.
list.
Take me off your list. I
Click.
love that. How do you know you're on a list? Are you that special that you
Are
think
you
you're on a
that
list?
special?
Click.
It's not a special list. There's thousands of you on this list. You're not that special. Don't take yourself so seriously.
Click.
Ooh,
But
the
when
do not
they-
call list too. That one's fun. I'm on the do not call list. How's that going for you? I've always wanted to ask, but I'm not that. I guess.
So do you want to do that forever? Do you want to
No.
keep cracking those
But
phones?
I don't want to pass this down.
No,
We're back
no,
at
no,
full
no.
stop because you know what? Everybody thinks this is easy. You can make it in real estate, but this is the truth of it's as a lender, as almost anything you go to.
You know
in
what?
life,
Everyone on the outside only sees the successes. They don't
it's
see all the failures.
grind, right?
They don't see all of the calls that I make that end horribly, or the appointments that I set that don't go my way, or so the behind the scenes stuff is the nitty gritty, right? But
Yeah.
everyone sees the success and they're like, how do you do it? I want to be like you.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
And then
Are
they
you
say,
sure
"I'm
you want to
willing
be up
do
at 6
anything,"
a.m.
right?
and be in the office until 6 p.m. and getting rejected and having horrible days?
Well, how do we
sometimes?
do that how do we get all the success without having to put in those hours?
Yeah, can we do that?
Oh, you're looking for a magic bullet. No, that
Yes,
doesn't.
yes,
That doesn't
yes,
happen.
yes.
Isn't
So
all
tell-
I'm sorry
agents-
for no. For anyone that thinks that this is an easy industry to get into, I will dispel that right away. 90% of your time is going to be wasted. The 10% that pays off is going to pay for the rest.
Actually,
of
it's
it.
very
huge.
easy to get
Yeah.
into. It's
It's
very
huge.
hard.
Yeah, the barrier
to
entry.
create. Yeah.
The barrier
Okay,
entry is really
easy to get into, not easy to support.
But that's
yourself.
like
No,
anything.
not at all.
That's like
Yeah, yeah,
anything.
yeah.
I deal with people that are entrepreneurs, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, how do I start at the top?" And I'm like, "You don't. You know what you do?
Get
You go
born into
broke,
money.
You
That's
get
how you-
starved.
yeah,
you go
exactly.
starve for a little while. You knock doors. You figure out what is what you can't do. You figure out what your talent is,
Yeah.
and then you learn how to work that thing, kind of like what you're doing. What are your hours? Tell me what your hours are.
Okay.
From day one, the day one you start real estate. What time do you start?
Okay, are we talking as a lender?
No. Day one
Real
when you
estate.
start as a real estate
Oh,
agent. Real
okay,
estate
so
agent.
now, currently,
You're a
okay.
licensed agent.
Got
and
it.
What time do you come in the morning?
I get in the office between 8 and 8:30. It used to be
Okay.
7:30, but now childcare and restrictions and
Okay,
blah,
so
blah,
when
blah.
you first started, it was
I was in the
7:30?
office at 7:30.
7:30, and then 7:30. What are you doing once you get in that office? You socializing, getting coffee, getting ready. What is it?
Well, not so much a coffee person, more a Red Bull person.
Okay.
But so I'm preparing my calls for the day. I'm going through my to-dos. I like to do going through my emails and my text messages from the days and the weeks before, that kind of thing, just to make sure nothing's falling through the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm that person all day long, every day, while I'm on the phone, no matter what I'm doing, I'm tracking what I'm doing and I'm taking notes. And all of those things I'll go through to make sure, again, that nothing's falling through the cracks.
So you're at 7:30. At 7:30 in the morning, you're what are you just looking at a piece of paper and going
7:30,
yes,
8:30
yes,
in the
yes.
morning. Yeah, kind of just more setting up my day for how can I be the most productive and continue on in business that I've already been chasing and, get it closer to conversion, yada, yada. So then when I have the mental energy for it, I'll call off-market sellers. Super fun. They love to hear from me.
7:30 in the morning. Going now. Take that to what time? 8:30.
Yeah, it's like 8:30 by the time I'm
And then
home.
8:30. What happens then?
Probably 8:30 to about 11:30. I'm trying to, like I said, if I have the mental energy, call off-market sellers. So those are people that really were in the mood to be selling, probably got told a bunch of promises by some agents that did absolutely nothing for them. It's, 6 months later, they're pissed off.
Those are the ones that are looking for the
So
I'm
8:30
just
to
join real
11,
estate.
you're
And I'm going to
dialing
make
the phone.
$2,000 a year.
No. So I have a triple line dialer.
Okay.
Because I felt the single line dialer wasn't
Got it.
effective. So triple line dialer, make a couple hundred calls, talk to maybe 10% of them. When I say talk to, I mean they answer the phone, not I actually got to have a conversation.
Okay.
So the 10% that answer the phone and talk to me, maybe half of those people will end up having somewhat of a conversation before they hang up the
So
phone.
from
or get
8:30
mad
to 11, you're waiting for that
8:30.
dialer to send you in a talk to, so you can talk to somebody, right?
Yeah,
And a
exactly.
connect is what
Yep.
we call connect.
So it will beep, and then I gotta, put on the charm, see if I
Uh-huh.
can get someone to open up to me a little bit. Most of the time, it's
And
nails
how
on a chalkboard.
consistent are you with this? How consistent?
I used to be much more consistent. I'm mainly a buyer's agent. Of the 24 transactions, I think 18 were buyers or
So
16.
you consistently hit the phone from 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Consistently, is that 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, 6 days a week? What is it?
Okay, so if we're going to talk about my schedule, I take
Yeah.
off Sundays and Mondays unless an
Okay.
appointment comes up that I can't,
Okay.
turn down. Who's going
Got
to
it.
turn down an appointment? And so Tuesdays usually are the catch-up days,
Mm-hmm.
like, business over the weekend, new leads that came in, follow-ups, to-dos, that kind of thing. And then it's Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays that really are focused on prospecting.
Okay.
And
prospecting,
Saturdays
how
if
many
I don't
hours
have
a day?
appointments.
Prospecting, how many hours a day?
I mean, there's like breaks in between and stuff. I'd
Yeah.
say at least 6 of the
6.
8 hours that I'm there.
6 of the 8 hours, and that's honest prospecting.
That's
you know the difference, right?
honest. Well,
Yeah. Well, because I get people who say, "Hey, listen,
no.
I've been
Tell me
prospecting all
what's
day."
the difference between dishonest prospecting?
Well, dishonest prospecting is I'm sitting in my office with all the people that I work with and
Ooh.
going, "Hey, listen, what are we going to do to get better?" I'm not prospecting.
Right.
That's not, no.
Right.
If I'm
right.
out there getting able to be rejected, I'm prospecting. If
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
an ability
yeah.
to be rejected, I'm
If I don't
prospecting.
hear like 20, 30 no's in a day, I probably didn't call enough.
Okay,
Well,
so
at
somebody
least, like,
brand new
minimum.
starting real estate, what's the secret to success?
Work hard.
Like, what is work hard? That
Like,
sounds cute.
I know, right? That's like the magic bullet, right?
Right,
Work
yeah.
hard, and you can get
Yeah.
what you want. No, it's being consistent. It's holding yourself accountable. It's setting certain goals for yourself. It's working extra hard on the days even when you're not accomplishing those goals.
Okay.
And it's knowing that you're rolling the dice. In real estate, every single person you talk to, you're rolling the dice. Sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah.
And
How much
sometimes
does
it's
talent
nothing.
kick in? How much does talent kick in?
if you're talented at being yourself and knowing how to connect with another individual, I don't think it has to do with talent. I just think it has to do with
the grind.
you as yourself. Exactly. The grind. How many calls are you making? How many people are you talking to?
I've had this conversation with 2 or 3 sales trainers in the last probably week, different ones. And they're like, how important is it? I said, it's not that important.
Yeah.
I know. And I'm telling you, I'm a guy who's, I love this stuff. I live it, but it's really not.
But
If
no
you're
one
willing to grind-
starts off a rock star.
No.
No. And you have to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. You may hear someone on the phone that does really well, and their whole demeanor and their personality is completely different from you, and then you try and say or copy them or emulate them, and it's not going to work. It doesn't feel genuine. You now feel like a car salesman or something, and people just don't trust you.
Not there's anything wrong with car salesmen.
No, I'm
not.
not.
Come on. Why
You know what I mean? No, like I literally, I was on the phone, and this lady's like, this is so-and-so, how can I help you? And I was like, actually, I was hoping I could help you, thinking I was being cute.
Yeah.
And she's like, if this is about the house, I would never work with you right off the bat because you sound like a car salesman.
Oh,
and then she hung
wow.
up on me. And I was like, how can I help you? Okay. Like,
Got it.
So there's some negativity in that respect where people don't want to feel like you're selling them.
So if you were going to give advice, because we're going to go to the next spot, if you're going to give advice to somebody who just enters real estate,
talk to everyone like they're your best friend already. Assume that they like you.
And how many hours a day do you talk to strangers?
Well, I mean, like, I'd say 2 hours a day is follow-up, people I've already talked to that I'm just kind of nurturing. And then the rest of the time, it's new people that I'm talking to.
How many hours?
How many hours? Okay, so we said 6 in prospecting, so probably at least 4 talking to strangers.
Talking to strangers, and that's either face-to-face or on the phone. Yours is on the phone, right?
It's mostly on the phone to get the face-to-face.
Okay.
And a lot of the times, honestly, people aren't ready. They don't want to do things right away. Take away the pressure.
How much rejection?
90% at
90?
least.
90? Only 90?
So you talk to 10 people, 9 people aren't interested.
Okay.
Or don't have the time to talk to you. And you know what? That's not fair, because if I talk to 10 people, maybe half of them have some intent, but there's no motivation or desire to do anything right now, and then they become a follow-up.
Okay.
There's someone that you just need to stay in touch with and try and get to know. It's not all about real estate. You don't need to just ask about the numbers and where they want to go, and you're trying to push yourself to a sale. Try and connect with them. I have a toddler, a son that will cry in the background, when I'm on the phone or whatever. So when I hear someone that's like trying to quiet their kid, I'm like, oh, how old is your kid? How many do you have? Or a dog barking, it's like, oh, I'm an animal lover. Tell me what breed he is, that kind of thing. So
real connection.
If you can find anything at all to connect with someone with, and people think it's hard on the phone, all you gotta do is listen. People love to talk about themselves, ask a question, right? That's how you control the conversation.
Hey, you're smart. So if you know that the people listening to this are going to be the ones that are just in real estate, and they want to know, how do I get to 24 transactions? Because I hear it, I swear to you, I hear it every day. How do I get to 24 transactions? If I can only get to that magic number. And I say, listen, if you're really ready to hit the grind, you can get 24. Do you believe anybody who put in the hours that you did could accomplish what you did?
Yes, if they surround themselves with the right mentors and have an amazing group of people that are supporting them.
Okay. And so the secret is what?
Don't go day drinking all the time. That was my mistake in the beginning.
Oh, there you go. Some real advice now.
Oh, man. No, that's like a staple in real estate all the time.
How hard is it to stay on your own schedule?
Well, I mean, when you support yourself and you get paid for the work you put in, it's not that hard.
Well, agents in general, just my experience.
Agents in general don't have a schedule.
Yeah,
they don't.
So
Yeah.
why do you?
Why do I? Okay, because ever since I've been working, it's been full time. And I don't like being home. Like I get like a little stir crazy. I always like to feel like I'm pushing for something. I'm doing something that matters. So yeah, I'm self-employed, but I'm used to working full time. So why would I take it easy now that I have unlimited income potential?
Yeah. So before you were in this industry, did you have that same mentality? Or did you have a job where you clocked in?
Okay, so to put it into perspective for you, before I got into loans, the year prior, my entire year's W-2, working my butt off at a manufacturing place and as a waitress and going to school, my entire year W-2 was like 20 grand.
Okay.
And that's not a lot
40,
in California.
50 hours a week. Yeah, no.
That's not a lot.
How old are you?
Yeah.
I am 25.
So as a 25-year-old female, what advice could you give to anybody joining this industry to help stay on that schedule? and millennial, you got that package. So anybody in that same exact spot, how could they stay on the schedule?
Be the opposite of the stereotype.
Or how about be the opposite of everybody else in your office?
I mean, I wouldn't even say that because there's a lot of amazing people in the office that I model myself after that really have that commitment. There's a couple of accountability groups that we have within the office to make certain amounts of calls and hold each other to it and get on each other if we're not.
Yeah.
So, no, I wouldn't say be the opposite of everybody. I'd say be the best you can be, right? That's super cheesy, but...
I know.
Well, I mean, some people come in and they lag, right? Like you said, though. Socializing, getting coffee, browsing Facebook. They're in the office, but they're not working.
Oh, I see that all the time.
So be the person that works.
The grinder. The one that you
Be
can't cheat the grind.
the grinder, exactly.
You cannot cheat the grind. You can't.
can't.
Doesn't matter what industry you. I mean, if you become a professional football player or a realtor or a loan officer, I mean, no matter what, if you put the hours in, if you're willing to do it and get the rejection, the success comes.
The advice to millennials, honestly, is don't be the stereotype.
Right.
Millennial has a very negative connotation.
Right.
They think that things are handed to us, or that the baby boomer generation, or I'm not so good with all the labels on all that, but they think that we don't have a work ethic. I mean,
some of you do. The ones that
exactly
do, I love
the
it.
ones that do stand
you,
apart.
It's
you own the
generational.
world.
The baby boomers thought that Gen X were the same thing. Gen X think that the millennials are the same thing. You're going to think that the next one is the same thing. I'm sure of it. So,
I tend to see the good in everyone.
Well, be the best millennial.
Yeah, exactly.
Create the new example.
Exactly. That's even great. Yeah, be an example.
What tagline did we come up with in the beginning?
Tagline?
Yeah, I came up with one for you when I first met
Did you? I don't recall.
Not your average millennial.
Oh, you did.
Right?
You really did. Yeah.
Not your average.
Not your average millennial.
Yeah, that's and I thought. That
You
was
know,
cool.
because I think I pride myself a little bit on, and this sounds maybe in poor taste or whatever, but I went to 3 different high schools, so I know a lot of people, and I don't know many of those people that have accomplished much for themselves.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of, I don't know what they're waiting for.
Right.
I'm
Well,
only 25. I'm not
Yeah.
supposed to have life figured out. But what are you doing to get your life into the position that you want it to be? Because you don't turn 30 and magically something happens where you're a grown up.
So.
Well, a lot of times they are. You have a baby or you get married. So.
Yeah, I guess that's
kind of
a life
for
change.
males.
Yeah, right. Where now you have priorities
Is
and
it?
expectations and responsibilities. Not really. No.
No.
Not for
Not
everyone.
for everyone. Not for
everyone.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
Only for most that I have experienced.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how are we going to get to the next level, because that's what you want to learn, how you get from where you're at. We call it 24. By the way, that's amazing. I sit with brand new realtors and I say, listen, if your coach didn't give you a business plan, here it is. It's simple. 12 your first year, 24 your second year, 36 your third year, 48 your fourth year. That's it.
I was scoping out a lot of the top producers in my office on their Zillow pages because I wanted to see what they were doing in year 1.
Yeah.
And I've at least tripled
Yeah. I'm
what
telling you, you're
some of those people
exceptional.
have done in year 1.
And the thing that makes you exceptional.
But now I see them doing, 3 times what I'm doing, and it's coming without all of the effort. So I'm really just excited
And
to
that's
keep doing
where-
what I'm doing, or
and that's what we're going to
do
talk
it more
about. Yeah.
efficiently, exactly, and grow it organically and not have to always be on the hunt and oh my gosh, where's my next deal going to come from?
Okay. So what happens is you create this body of work, and eventually you have a body of work. Everybody does. You have a body of work that speaks volumes for you. And if you have a client that loves you, and it doesn't matter if you did good or bad, if the transaction was good or bad, if they love you and they remember a good experience through you, if you can stay in their sphere, you will get the people. And that's the secret. That is the secret. I have a lot of realtors who are doing their first year
Again and again and again
the
and again.
10th time.
Yep, over and over and over.
And they close
I don't-
between 12 and 14, and they're like, hey, I did 12 and 14.
I
I'm
don't
gonna make
wanna
20
be
this
that.
year."
I
And
don't wanna
you
do
don't
that.
have to.
No.
If you have
But
to,
I haven't figured out even how to, I guess, get referrals, or even sometimes it's hard to get people to leave a review. And so again, I'm learning as I go. I don't know everything.
right? And that, but okay, so
I feel like I'm just getting into the shallow end of where I feel like I want to be.
Okay. So with the experience or with the clients that you have, this is your body of work, and the body of work will speak for you over time. But you have to be. Do you have a brand yet, by the way?
I don't.
Okay. Why
No,
not?
we
Why
should
not?
get into that.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Do you know what a brand is?
Yeah. Tell me what a brand is.
Oh, okay. Just without overthinking it, a brand is something recognizable that ties you to a certain idea.
That's
That's
kind of
pretty good.
good. Give
Yeah.
your example, and I'll give my example.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty clean because it could be your logo. Well, the logo isn't the brand. The logo is part of something that cues the brand.
That's
okay?
why I mentioned the idea.
Like McDonald's. McDonald's has the brand, and if I ask
Right.
you, I don't even have to tell you what it is.
Right.
Everybody, if I just say, "Hey, does anybody know what the brand for McDonald's is?" Everybody has it in their head because they've done such a really good job at
Right.
it, and they don't have to put the whole word out.
Right,
If
just
you're
the M.
driving down the street, you just see those arches, and that's it. They figured out the brand, and you know why? Part of it's color, part of it's shape, part of it, and a lot of it has to do with everything that gets built around that brand. So your big one, Starbucks.
There's a lot
Starbucks
of
does that.
science in it.
Yeah, there's a lot of science in
Yeah,
it.
so to look at me in year one and say, what's your formula? That's pretty much, I feel like, what you're asking me when you say, what's your brand? I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know yet. I'm still kind of testing things out.
Kind of brewing. Chris,
exactly.
give your version.
Well, a brand does start with the logo. So I'm going to say that the logo is part of the brand, but it goes much deeper. It goes into the psyche, which gives you an emotional trigger. So
Okay.
when you talk about McDonald's, anybody that's experienced it, and a lot of the people that I talk to, I don't feel this way, but a lot of people I talk to go, it's so good. When you eat it, it's so good.
no.
Kind of gross. But
Yeah.
my example is Costco. Shout out to Costco. I'm not even getting paid for that advertisement. So Costco, for me, I trust the brand and I think it's quality product. So
Right.
when I need something, when I really need something, like my most recent purchase is a hose, I'm walking through Costco and I'm like, oh, a hose. I don't know if this is good quality, but I count on Costco to give me quality, and that's the brand and the emotion that they give me. So when you talk about Rebecca Haynes and say, what's your brand? What is the feel that the clients have from their experience with you? It goes much deeper than just
Yeah, totally.
a pretty logo.
And then
Right.
it goes beyond that. It goes into a marketing package that ties in the brand because McDonald's did this study one time a while back where they just pulled back their marketing just for a little bit to see if they really needed to be spending that much on marketing, and their sales tanked.
Whoa, crazy.
I mean, really tanked because part of it is top of mind. If you're not top of mind, then your brand becomes stale
Right.
and eventually forgotten and irrelevant. So as a realtor, you don't have to reach out to 100 million people. You got 24. You can talk to those 24 at least once every 6 months.
Yeah.
You can put them on a CRM. You can reach out to them and find out because these 24 people cared about you. They did. You cared about them. At one point, there was high emotions involved in all of it. Don't divorce yourself from the process.
Right.
And inside of that, you need something for them to grab onto too. And if they don't have something to grab onto, you work for this company today, you could work for that company tomorrow, you could work for that company the next day. And if they don't have something to grab onto that's you, then you're going to default to your company's brand, which is good for the company, but all those large companies are going to be fine with or without you. They're going to be.
Of course.
What you're building is you. So that's why we have to think about that. What have you thought about? What kind of brand you're going to have? What kind of tagline? What kind of logo? Anything like that?
Oh man, I just don't know where to begin.
What would your clients say if you were to ask your clients, hey, what's Rebecca's brand? What would they come back with?
I always answer the phone.
Okay.
I exceed expectations.
Okay.
I'm a perfectionist.
What if you were to
Keep
call them
everyone
and
in
ask
the
them?
loop.
What if,
No, I mean,
that's top of
that's-
mind again. So what if you were to call them and say, hey, when from our experience working with me, a couple of words that pop out, give me them, and just called everybody and
Ooh.
said that.
Well,
That's a good
seriously,
idea.
That's
Yeah.
huge because, see, people love to be the source of something, and they really do want to count. Everybody just wants to count.
Yeah.
So if you called one of your clients and said, "Hey, listen, I'm in the middle of, putting together a brand for my real estate business, and I want to know what words, what advice would you give me based on your experience with me?" And just be quiet. And watch them talk, and then it
Take
might
notes.
surprise you.
Yeah,
It might
yeah.
surprise you with what they come up with.
Record the conversation. Use
And
it
then
later.
you say 24 people, and then you go down and you go, okay, this one keeps coming out, this one keeps coming out, this one keeps coming out. So then you say, hey, I always answer the phone, because that's your perspective of what they would say. That's not what they
Yeah,
would
yeah.
say. So if you actually call them
Huh.
and ask them, you might be surprised with what they come up with.
Yeah,
You might be,
that's
and
crazy.
and that
I never
would
thought
be
about
able
that.
to. Then we can put together something and go, hey, she does always answer the phone. She's reliable. She's the hardest working girl in showbiz. That kind of thing. If you have that, and then we can tail that into some sort of brand. Because if you don't, you're going to land up being largely a slave to the whatever company you work for.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want to continue to be generic as far as the branding and the what is it? I don't know, just how people see me.
Because you are the brand. You get that, right? You are the brand. Real estate agents, are they hard to find?
No.
They're everywhere.
There's 4 in this room.
And if you're part of the...
I say that because all the time I'm on the phone. Oh, you know, my cousin's a realtor. You know, they're going to help me. And it's like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Why are there so many of us?
Yeah, and well, the thing is that the barrier to entry in real estate is easy. It's $300, a few hours in a weekend, and then you're a real estate agent. You're a professional real estate agent. Yay! Right? I don't know. Maybe I'm a
Don't
little
tell
off
the
on that.
masses.
Yeah.
It's
Few
that
hours on the
easy.
weekend.
Yeah, but so that's barrier to entry in Business 101. Barrier to entry is so slow that it doesn't. It's really easy to get into, but then
Isn't it around somewhere around 80% of realtors who get their license don't have it or don't practice real estate like 2 years later or something?
87% will be gone in 3 years.
3 years. There you go.
87% will be out of the business in 3 years. And that's because they don't do the things that you're doing, and they aren't interested in going to the next thing. They want to start out with the big, beautiful pictures. They want to hire the $2,000 photographer. They're cool, by the way. They're really good.
It's more of an ego thing than it is a
and they're like, well, you don't
building
understand. Just because I exist, I should succeed. And that's hilarious because that's like, I meet people that are, I go to the gym. All right, you go to the gym. All right, cool. Go to the gym and you don't do anything at the gym, you're wasting your time. I'm an entrepreneur. Okay, you have a big word, entrepreneur. You probably can't even spell entrepreneur. But if you're an entrepreneur, what do you do? What is it that makes you different? And as a realtor, it's real easy. Barrier to entry is $300 in a weekend. What do you do? And if you're able to accomplish 24 transactions in your first year, I'm excited to see what happens year 2. And if you take these little tools, these little tricks, the hey, and it's not even a trick. It's hey, I want to connect with my client. It's my friend. Hey, I helped you with the transaction. Can you help me? What do you think I should put out as a brand? Watch them talk.
Yeah.
And then just ask them real simple.
That's a great starting point that I never even thought about.
Huge.
Yeah.
And then if you said, hey, real honest, and I won't be upset no matter what you say. If you had a friend or a brother or a cousin that was going to do some type of real estate transaction, would you honestly refer me? Just honest. If you wouldn't, that's okay. I need to know that too. And watch how the floodgates will open. And the truth is, because you created some type of experience with this person, they'll love to help you. They will love to help you. You've made them probably one of the happiest they've ever been when they get the keys, even though I know transactions are tough and everything. But when they move in their house, it's stressful. It's horrible. But it's your house now.
Right.
And you helped them with that. And if you don't keep that connection alive, it will fade. It will go away. Do you know why
and they'll
people
forget
don't
about me, and they'll lose my business card, and they'll get a new phone and not transfer over my contacts because it's not relevant to them right in this moment. And then I call them a year later, and they're like, who are you?
Correct. And Chris and I always say, hey, listen, we're building the brand, Chris and Lee, and who we work for, we're really good. We work at a really good spot.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's what you do.
We're blessed, and they know that too. I mean, any good business knows that when you get your own self-producing person, they're your customer. Anybody that you work for is honored to have you. And when you're closing 24 in your first year, and I hope 36 in your second, I really hope 36 in your second, maybe even more.
Hey, me too.
But you're going to have people knocking on your door saying, hey, you want to come work for me? I'll give you extra package. I'll give you this package. I'll give you that package. And you realize that what you've built is this giant thing where 87% of the people will fail because you worked hard. And now we wanted to take you to the next spot.
That's cool. I don't know how to humble brag or like talk about myself. I'm always just trying to talk about other people or, and even when I'm meeting with clients, what am I supposed to say? Hey, I'm doing really good, by the way. You should be really lucky to be sitting down with me.
No, you don't. No. And you're right. You don't do that.
No. But I mean, for you guys and for everyone in the industry, you see me as, oh my God, she's doing great things. But for everyone else, I'm just another realtor. And what am I supposed to, I work really hard. I go into the office 6 days a week. Like, they don't care.
No, here's a little secret. This is a little secret. And it's not even a secret. Everybody knows it. If you're about to work with somebody, you're going to put their name in Google.
Oh, okay.
You're going to put their name in Google. I promise you, you don't go in and start doing anything large without putting their name in Google. And if you don't know what's going to come up in Google when somebody puts your name in,
right,
you should really, really visit that.
Okay.
You should really visit that because
Don't go Google my name. I gotta check first. But okay, of the 24 transactions, just to be honest, I only have 9 reviews, and they're all 5
first
stars.
off, that's huge. That's huge.
That's okay because I mean, when you send out 24 requests and you're working really hard for someone,
did
and
you
they
take them to lunch and ask them to?
no, I didn't.
And if you went to all 24 and you took them to lunch and you asked them to do the
Right.
review, do you think they would?
Right.
Would they?
Right.
Out of
Probably.
24? How many would do it out of 24?
I would hope all of them.
Okay.
I think
so.
you
You
hit
take them to
100%.
lunch, and if while you're at lunch and you're buying lunch, can you say, just be honest and do a review for me? Are they going to
Like
give
pull
you
out
2
the
stars?
laptop and just be like, here you go.
Hey, it's an honest review. I get it. People, I'm busy all the time. There's
Yeah.
a lot of people that
Yeah.
they do well for me, and I want to give them a good review. Life takes over.
Yeah.
And if I don't have somebody kind of there, or somebody, and that's a huge thing. But 9 reviews out of 24 is huge. That's way more than
okay.
most people get. Way more. Now, where are those reviews posted? And this is a big deal. You don't have to tell me, but I'm going to tell you.
Zillow.
Okay, Zillow's good, but what happens if Zillow doesn't want you anymore, or they turn you off?
Ooh.
Or they go bye-bye.
Or they go bye-bye.
Yeah.
Zillow
What
goes
happens-
bye-bye. I think all the realtors would celebrate.
Some would cry.
So where else are they?
Some would cry.
Do you have your own website yet?
Not, I mean, sort of with the company, but I don't.
That's not your
No.
website.
Yeah,
That's
no,
their
then
website.
then no, I
Okay.
don't.
Do you need one? Absolutely, you need one. Absolutely, you need one. And you need to have your customer testimonials on your website. You need to be able to control your online footprint, because if you don't control your online footprint and you don't know what people are Googling, you're right. You're going to do that same
Do you think
year.
it's worth it to invest in the companies that help you get more seen?
More seen, like what?
Like
Give me an
Bird Eye.
example. Eh.
Have you heard of them? I
Well,
don't know.
there's always going to be marketing companies. And the
Right.
marketing companies, they always
But
fall back by
if
the
you're
same
not really good at something,
Mm-hmm.
or you don't know the ins and outs or how to maximize
Yeah.
it and make it the best,
Right.
isn't it better to outsource that to someone who does?
Well, yes, the answer is yes. It's an easy yes, but here's the problem. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. What that means is that if you know nothing about marketing and somebody walks in and says, "Hey, I know a lot about marketing," but they really don't,
Right.
because they talk and they can say a couple of quick words, you think they do, and you give them their money, and I see this happen over and over and over and over again. I see this happening with people, sales trainers. I'm like, hey, if you know how to do it, let's just do it. Just do it. I tell everybody, hey, you want me to teach you something about sales?
He's
you want me to-
advertising for Nike now.
I'm not, just do it like that. I hope they don't sue me. Yeah. But
They better write a check. What are you talking about?
I would say that you have to have enough knowledge about your online presence and your online footprint so that you can control it. And yes, you can hire somebody, but if you don't like what they're doing, fire them and control that online footprint going forward.
So I feel like the majority of my time is focused in my business to get business.
Correct.
That I haven't allocated enough time or even thought about or, spent the time to focus on my business.
Well, that's part of it, by the way. So you need
So
to
being
be able
in it, I'm all the time, on the phones and on appointments and blah, blah, blah. And then,
So take a portion of your day, let's call it 20 minutes at the moment, 20 minutes of honest work. And let's just say every day for 20 minutes, you're going to do something that's going to increase your digital footprint, your searchable footprint, which, by the way, is not social media. Social media is not a searchable footprint. If you put something on Facebook, it's not crawlable on Google,
right.
because Facebook is a private software, and you have
So
to
I
be
don't
logged
even
in
know
and
what
so on and
that
so forth.
means then with the footprint.
It means online, means Google. It means
Right,
if you have your own website.
But 20 minutes a
website.
day, what are you doing in the 20 minutes a day? That's
So
going
let's
to
just say
increase
your
the-
first 20 minutes you bought your URL. That's your universal resource locator. That's your name or whatever your tagline is or whatever the name of your business is. So that's
Sure.
your first 20 minutes. The second 20 minutes you found the next day you found hosting. The third 20 minutes you built a real simple 101 website, which you can do online, by the way. It's really easy nowadays. It's not that real difficult. It's not difficult anymore. And then your third day, you took that customer testimonial from Zillow, you took a screenshot, and you put it on your website. I don't know if you can do that. Just make sure you can do that. But and then now you've got an image with a customer testimonial on your website. And then your fourth day, you called for another one, and you asked, hey, can you actually write me a testimonial? Every day, if you put 20 minutes into it, and you did it consistently, and that's the key. It's consistently. It's like everything you do. If you do it consistently, then you start to build your online footprint. And you have to understand what is searchable online and what isn't. Because a lot of people think, I put myself on Facebook all the time, I put it on Instagram all the time, and is that, let me ask you, do you know if Facebook and Instagram are crawlable publicly?
Well, you just said no, so no.
Good, yeah.
I pay attention
There
sometimes.
you go. You pay attention. So you're right. It's not crawlable. It's not. You won't know it's there. You know what is crawlable? Yelp. People sometimes really don't like Yelp.
I really don't like Yelp.
Yeah, I know you don't like Yelp, but guess what? Yelp's a player. You may not like Yelp. It's like
Right.
the people who don't like iPhone. iPhone's a player. You may not like it, but it's a player. Yelp is a player. As a matter of fact, if I hold up my iPhone and I say, "Hey Siri, find me a restaurant," guess who Siri accesses?
Yelp.
Right. So if I say, "Hey Siri, find me a realtor," guess who
Stop. You're
Siri?
setting off my series.
Oh, dude, turn it off. Turn it
Look at-
off. They're listening. They're listening. Okay. So if I say, "Hey S word," better?
Yeah, S
that,
word.
That sounds weird. Yeah, I gotta
No.
do that. No. Hey,
Iris.
whatever.
It's backwards.
Oh, there we go. Maybe she won't. Okay. So hey, Iris, find me a realtor, and it's gonna pull up realtors. It will pull up realtors. If you're not on Yelp, you're not even in the running. You don't even have not even one chance. It's like not buying a lottery ticket and hoping you win the lottery. You don't even have the slightest chance. At least if you buy a lottery ticket, there's a possibility you could win the lottery. At least if you have a Yelp account and somebody says, "Hey, find me a realtor," you have a possibility of this, and then that's a public forum where people can now put their reviews. So do you? If
I
you
do have a Yelp.
if
There are
you-
some reviews on there, but it was so hard to get people to leave them on Zillow. I didn't want to also then be like, "Hey, go on Yelp too," you know?
Uh-huh.
Do
So-
this twice, copy and paste. It's not that hard, but you tell someone that I'm busy.
Mm-hmm.
I have this one guy who loves me. He tells me all the time, "I'm sorry, I haven't got to your review yet. I'm just so busy." He's a lawyer. I'm like, "Come on, dude, make 10 minutes."
And so you and maybe it's in the closing package. It could be when you hand them keys when they're super happy. Say, "Hey, you know, would you when you have a
Right.
little time to do-"
Take advantage of the time I'm
Open
in
up
front
the
of them.
laptop
Yeah,
and do it,
instead
yeah.
of
So what you're doing is you're building that digital footprint for not just this year, but for the next year and the next year and the next
Got
year.
it.
Because do you know why? I think it's 80% of the people. You have to somebody fact check me on this one, but I think it's 80% of the people that do another transaction do not use the same realtor. Do you know why?
because they weren't asked, or they didn't stay top of mind.
They forgot who they were.
Oh, okay.
They just forgot. Now think about it. How hard did you work for those 24 transactions? Do you want those people to forget you? Whose responsibility is it for you to stay in their world?
Me.
Correct. I hear like a ping going on. Yeah, there's like it's
a little
like
weird.
we're underwater in a submarine.
I thought it was the aliens.
It could be the
Communicating
aliens.
with us.
It could be the alien, or it could be.
Maybe it's Rebecca.
It just came
Are you
out
an
again.
alien?
No.
Is that why you did 24 transactions first year realtor?
So when you talk about, you're right. You do have to build your brand. You do have to build your online footprint, and you have to think of more than because. How hard did you have to work your first year? Do you want to work that hard the second year?
Yes, but I want to double it.
Okay. How about the third year? Do you always want to work that
Do
hard?
I always want to work that hard? No, eventually I'd like to enjoy life a little, you know?
Yeah, because you put in a lot of hours, right? A lot of hours. And that's it. It is the grind. It is the grind. Everybody says, what's the secret? I don't really want to. I'm not the cold call guy. I'm not the door knock guy. I'm not this. I'm not that. I hear about all these people who want the fast track.
Uh-huh.
There is no fast track. There is not. I've been doing this for a long time, 35 years, and I found out the only ones who succeed are the ones who hit it, who are the ones who hit the grind. And you're that category of people that hits it. And I'm telling you, some people are talented and they're gifted and they can talk. They get the gab. They got whatever. They got a special something about them. I call it the X factor. But if you don't grind, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It does not matter. So part of your grind is making sure that you don't have to grind for the rest of your life. And that is understanding your brand. We do want to talk about your brand. So let's talk about commitment. How long before you can call all your clients and ask them to give you input on what they think about you?
I'd say by the end of the year, but I feel like people with the holidays, maybe in the new year.
Sound like you're talking yourself out of stuff. I actually think that's a good reason to call them. Don't you think it would be, hey, Merry Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah, since I got you
Yeah.
on the phone.
Yeah.
Since I got you on the phone, can I ask you a couple quick questions?
Right.
And what do they say?
Sure.
Now you're in. You're in.
So I just got to do it. I just got to stop overthinking it and just do it.
So yeah, because you know what? All the people who
What am I
analysis
afraid
paralysis-
of? They
I
already
know.
liked me enough to work with me.
Right? Yeah.
I don't want them to think I
No,
need more
no, let me
business. Like, I
shift-
don't know what it is. It's a mindset thing.
Let me shift the dynamic here. Do you believe it's your responsibility to at least call them and wish them a happy holidays?
Yes.
So there's your in.
I mean, I send handwritten Christmas
like-
cards, but yeah,
'Cause-
definitely.
Yeah, because no, you know what? It's now the 13th. We got a few days before Christmas. I think it's 12. I'm doing pretty good at math. So we got so many days before Christmas, and this, I don't know when you're listening to this, but you've got 12 days. And at the end of 12 days, that time's gone. But right now, you could call them and just say, hey, listen, before things get too crazy for the holidays, I just wanted to call you and say, hey, I appreciate you. Thank you. It's my first year, and you really helped me become successful, and I really want to help you and your family for life. I really do. Can I ask you a quick question? And what do they say?
Sure.
And you're in. And you're in.
Easy
I would
peasy,
say,
lemon squeezy.
From the way you looked at it of, hey, they're too busy, I would say, no, it's your responsibility. And just, if they were just a number and they move on, then don't call them. But if you cared about them, don't you think you might want to call them? Yeah?
Yeah,
So it's a different way to look at it, right?
totally.
It's not a hindrance, it's an opportunity.
Just pop by with your laptop and say, fill this out, please.
No precedence. Hey, knock, knock, knock.
Yeah, fill this out.
So when you and I meet at the beginning of the year, you'll have this from all 24 clients? Because we'll help
That
you
is the
build your
goal.
brand.
That is the goal.
That is the goal. Will you have it?
So there's like a few clients that I've tried to reach out to after closing, and they were the kind of clients that call me like 10 times a day for months. And
Now it's
I
your
never
turn.
heard
So
back from them.
Now it's your turn. Blow up their
To your
phone.
honest ability, will you have it?
I will have it.
Okay. Now you see
From
how,
everyone who's willing to give it.
Okay, so I'm going to say that we're going to meet by the 7th of January. You and I are going to meet again by the 7th
That's
of
a
January.
Sunday?
All right. Well, okay.
Is
See you
that a
Sunday.
See you Sunday. I'll be asleep. I said by the 7th, which
Sundays
means
are my day
sometimes in the
off.
first
Yeah,
week.
mine too.
Dren, You
by the
better bring
7th.
some
But
mimosas.
that's a commitment. Will you have it done?
Yes.
And if you're serious about progress, you do want those.
And I don't want to
commitments.
get on this podcast again and you say, do you have it done? And then I have excuses and I didn't do it. And then I'm not the example that I'm trying to be. So yes, I will have it done.
Nice.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then I want you to pick 2 colors. 2 colors that you want for something, for a logo, for a brand. Because part of what we're going to do is we're going to create something that is going to have the colors set in. We can hire somebody to do it. There's guys who do it. They charge thousands. We can do it, and then they can clean it up.
Make it look, yeah.
They can make it look pretty.
We can get the idea.
Because you're right. When you get to a certain level, you got money. And when you have money, you can pay people to do this stuff. You know, Chris and I pay people to do stuff all the time because we don't have
That
the
is my
time.
fear, though, that I'm going to pay the wrong person and they're going to do the wrong thing, and it's not going
It's
to help,
gonna
and it's a
happen.
waste of
It's
freaking
gonna
money.
happen. You're gonna spend it. You're gonna get bad work. It's gonna happen.
So, businessmen, we've been doing this for a long time. We spend a lot of money on marketing. Half of it or more is wasted. It's just wasted. It's flushed.
But if we don't try it,
Yeah, we try all kinds of strange stuff. I mean, how many weird things have you seen us do? We're
Like
always,
podcasts.
like podcasts.
I know, what is that?
Yeah, I know. What? Podcasts?
thought
How
What are
does
you,
that
Joe
work?
Rogan now?
Yeah, I know. What? I don't, yeah. So and we try this stuff, and there's an expense to all of this, and then there's a lot of time to get it up there technically. We're get it all that good stuff going. We got the video editors. We got an amazing guy that we hire to cover our thing. We call him Show Tech guy.
show tip.
Show Tech. And then, do you like that? See that?
Showtech.
See how
Yeah.
He named himself
did
though.
that?
That's not fair.
I don't
Sounds like a
know.
warrior.
Yeah, kind of. He does, and he actually has his own podcast. Anyway, you're gonna waste. You're gonna waste money. You are, but don't waste it in spots where
But
you
it's
can't.
a write-off.
Yeah, where you can't recover. Like buy your URL. Make sure you own your URL. Make sure you own it. Make
I
sure
have
you own
Sold by Haynes, www.soldbyhaynes.com.
You bought that?
It. Okay,
Plug.
so that's so you own that.
Well, I mean, like, GoDaddy, I don't know. Do I
Yes, you own it. If you bought it through GoDaddy, you own
Yeah,
it
yeah.
for the year that you buy it for a year, 10 years.
So as
or
long as
whatever.
I keep paying the $10 a year or whatever.
Yeah, I would buy
Yeah.
it for 10 years immediately because part
I
of
should
what
do
they
that,
look
yeah.
at, Google looks at how long did you buy the website for. Because if you buy it for 1 year, it knows there's not a deep commitment. But if you
I
bought it for
see.
10 years, it automatically says, it's a little bit deeper commitment. It's just a small,
You get
tiny, it's called
Found
metadata.
more.
It gets into,
yeah.
it gets into
But
some
I don't
really
want Sold by
tech stuff.
Haynes to be my thing forever. It was just kind of like, I need to have
Yeah.
something, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. So think about what do you want it to be? Think about it. And I think
Well,
after you
I
talk
got to
about
do
your
the
clients-
assignment, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I think
Homework.
after you
Ugh.
get that from all your clients, it will become more evident.
Right.
And from this,
It'll
we
be-
start to build your brand.
Right. That would be like puzzle pieces that we could put together instead of trying to recreate it.
And should you
Nothing.
be marketing all the time? All the time. You should be marketing on social media. You should be doing the social media stuff. You also should be doing it on your website. And if you have the ability, podcasts. Anytime you get this opportunity to speak. Speak. It's important. Why? Because your name gets out there. You don't
Right.
ever know. I got a text yesterday from a guy I did a speech in front of a year ago. And he said, Lee, you did really, really good on this speech a year ago. I was wondering if you'd be willing to share some of your stuff with me again. And I said, absolutely. Come on, let's have some lunch. Let's have lunch together.
Cool.
So that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, because you left an impact.
Yes.
That's definitely something that I would like to think with every client, that I left some sort of impact.
Okay.
And
And when you're in it, that's when you need to make sure that it is the impact. What's the feel? What is the feel?
The
And
feel that, well, one, I am huge on preparation and buyer consultations, and you'd be surprised how many people I meet with that have met with 5 different agents or just had different experiences in the past, never ended up buying, and they never sat down and went through a buyer consultation. They don't know what an earnest money deposit is. They don't know what contingency timeframes are. So the preparation, and then I tell them, look, you're shopping with a friend. I'm not going to sell you on something. The house is going to sell you, you know what I mean? But I don't need to... Every buyer consultation, I'm not going to point out that the place has granite countertops and recessed lighting. You have eyes.
yeah.
So I think that's a part of it too.
So the buyer consult, you sit down and you actually go through a checklist of things, right? Is that what that is?
I have a presentation that I put together with the 21 steps to buy a home, and it's chock full of a lot of important information. It brings up questions, and it kind of helps me prime them to be the kind of buyers that I want to work with.
Okay. So that's big right there. That's
Yeah.
huge because you're right. Most people want to check the box that, oh, I got a client, but I'm not going to meet with them.
Yep.
Why
They
would I
just, when do
meet
you want to
with
look at
them?
homes? Oh,
Yeah.
you got pre-qualified?
Wow.
Awesome. When can I get paid? That's all they care about.
And that's what
I'm not
differentiates
talking
you.
bad about other realtors.
No,
it's
no,
just
no, we're
a
not- we're
pattern
not.
that we
We see
run
it.
into sometimes.
I see
yeah,
it all the time.
Exactly.
And you're right. And if you are that person who actually engages with somebody, that's something that should somehow be put out in your brand. And sooner or later, when people put you in Google, they'll find that out. They will.
I'm also that person that takes responsibility for everything. I mean, as a realtor, you're the main point of contact from 6 different companies that are working on someone's purchase with lenders and home warranty and appraisers, and the list goes on and on, title, escrow, all of it. If something goes wrong, you're the main point of contact. But me, when I feel like, oh God, something goes wrong, I'm thinking, what could have been done in the first place to prevent that or to foresee it or whatever? So I'm always taking responsibility, even
And
if
you
it's someone
own the
else's.
transaction. By the way, it's big. I do that same thing. It's a good idea that you own the transaction. Whatever happens, it's because of me.
Exactly.
I hired
Yeah.
these guys. These guys work for me. Everybody works
Yeah.
for me.
There's a
If-
clerical error made or something, or if it's gonna, come down to, oh, this is gonna cost your client a couple $100, I got it covered because my client is not gonna pay for something that could have been done right by someone else that I trusted to help them. So, yeah, definitely.
And that should go in the overall thought process of the brand because that is huge. And again, you've done really well year 1. If you do it correctly, you're going to do way, way, way better in year 2, year 3, year 4. I believe you are going to be a superstar. I do. You got it. And it is because of the grind. It's not because you've got a special something or
Right.
special parents. It is. I mean, do you have any super advantages? Like, do you have rich parents or famous parents or anything like that? Do you have a background in
no
real
one in
estate?
my family ever has been in real estate.
Okay, so
Like-
you're the exact
Yep.
person that. Like,
And I was the super shy teenager that was always avoiding people, and now I love it. I absolutely love all the people that I meet with, even when I don't work with them,
Yeah.
or even if they're kind of rude or they're having a bad day and they're taking it out on me.
Yeah.
Every single conversation I have with someone, I feel like I take away something from it.
Good, and that's the grind. It
Yeah.
is the grind. You can't cheat the grind. I tell everybody, how do you honestly put in? What's
Yeah.
the secret to success? It's just get up early, work hard, and sooner or later you're going to figure out what you're good at. Because some people are good. I got friends of mine that door knock. They're good at door knocking. You're good at cold calling. There's something about everybody, and you'll find yours and get better. And the more you actually execute, the better you get. The better, and
I
that's where
agree.
you're at. And so, yeah, we're pretty excited about your future.
Very excited. So let's talk about some advertising and marketing.
You want to sell our advertising and marketing right now?
Yeah, so for this package right here, it only costs you $9.99. So what do you know about advertising and marketing?
That I should be doing it?
Yes. So
That's all.
What should you be doing?
I don't know. I don't know what's the most effective.
Do you know the difference?
between advertising and marketing?
Yes.
Not really.
Leader in? She needs the difference.
Oh, that was easy.
Okay, here it is. I'll give it to you. Okay, so marketing is, think of marketing as a vehicle, okay? So marketing is this thing that's going down the street. This vehicle is going to produce something, and that something could be part of your brand, it could be part of your advertising. Now, advertising is the piece that you're getting out. So advertising is this cheeseburger is 99 cents until Friday. That's your advertising.
Okay.
Marketing is
So advertising is like an offer.
Advertising could be a number of things. It could be newspapers, could be radio, could be television, could be a lot of different mediums.
But I mean,
that
the
you put it on.
advertisement itself is offering something to someone,
Correct. It's sales meeting the client.
whereas marketing is more visual.
Marketing is what you're doing. So marketing is the vehicle. So you're creating the video, you're creating the media piece, you're creating the thing that goes in the newspaper. That's marketing. And then when it gets completed, it turns into advertising. And then advertising can actually add your brand. So just think of marketing as the vehicle. All of it together is marketing. Make sense? Ish? Okay, where's the confusion?
What I should be doing.
Okay, what do you want to do? How do you want to be seen?
Again, I don't know what's the most effective. So
Okay.
I think I wouldn't say fear of failure, but the not knowing what I should be doing and believing like, oh, my time and efforts and energy should be, could be better used and actually going straight for the business. That's it. I mean, like, I've run Facebook ads, you know what I mean? And like every once in a while you get someone who clicks through and then they sign up with Spider-Man and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like on the number, and you're like, what am I doing wrong?
Well,
So-
the one thing that you're trying to do is you're trying to get more people to know your name and what you do.
Right.
Trying to get the most amount of people to know your name and what you do. And then once you have enough people that know your name and what you do, you can actually create a vehicle that actually turns these things into clients.
Right.
So right now, what are you doing to market yourself?
Nothing.
Okay.
Other than cold calling.
What have you tried?
Some Facebook, some Instagram, so social media mostly. No, I don't.
It's not that.
It's
We already
not me.
discussed it. See, it's still there.
Maybe it's the cords hitting each
That's
other.
all right.
Nobody knows what it is.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's a ghost.
Maybe it is. Could be something in here. That's okay. So what do you think, Lee?
I
So-
haven't done enough. So you're
Okay.
asking me what am I doing? Nothing currently.
So, okay, when's the next time you could deliver keys?
When's the next time I deliver keys?
Yeah.
I'm in a slump. Thanks
Okay.
for pointing that
I
out.
point well, that did not go the way I thought it would. All right,
yeah.
good deal.
Yeah, I wish I had
Okay,
4
yeah,
closings this month.
Okay, good deal. So when's the next time you go by somebody that you sold a house to with a Christmas gift?
I'm thinking about doing Popeyes with some Christmas cookies
So when?
in the next and before Christmas, right?
Okay, good. Do you
Yep.
need a selfie stick or do you have a selfie stick?
I think you've given me one, but I don't know
All right,
where
good
it
deal.
went.
Well, I'll give you another one if you need another one. I want you to go with that. I want you to take a picture. And then make sure that picture is something that's a real moment. That's a moment and you helped somebody, okay? Now, where should that go?
Wait.
Yes.
So you want me to go by someone who I haven't seen for months, give
Mm-hmm.
them something, and then take a picture of myself giving them something?
Yo, hey, Merry Christmas. Can I get a picture real quick?
Okay,
Can you do that?
I guess.
Is that a lot?
Is that like quid pro quo?
Not really quid pro quo. If they say no, then no.
Okay.
Merry Christmas. But who says no to, hey, I'd like to take a picture real quick in front of your house? Who says no to that?
But then
I
it
don't
feels like I was only there to get the picture.
know. It
in
feels
my
like
head.
that to you.
It does. It feels like that to me.
Okay. And if you were, so? Are you marketing? Yeah. I mean, you're
Right.
doing something. And if they say no, no. And that's fine.
Right. No biggie.
You can talk yourself out of anything.
I
You
know.
You can talk yourself out of anything. Then I need you to take that little picture and make sure that you put it on your social media. Make sure that you get their permission, of course. But no, everybody loves it. Just say, hey, listen, Merry Christmas to somebody. First time in. This is the first year that they've had their house for Christmas, right? The first year of every one of your 24 people have had their house for Christmas. Is that a special time?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you commemorate that time? Maybe a photo? Maybe you take that photo and you go down to Rite Aid and you have it printed, put a little plaque. That's a thought. Okay. So then, do you put that out in different spots? Ask them for a testimonial. Ask them, can you please recall the transaction?
Here's
Would you write it
cookies.
out?
Now I need a picture, and I need you to write things about me.
Yeah, you can try that. I mean, like I said, you can
Great.
talk yourself
I'm gonna
out of
start with the
anything.
call. I'm gonna start with the call.
You can start with the
See how
call.
that goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so you ask, what can you do? What should you be doing? Well, if you're delivering keys this week, then you should be doing this while you deliver the keys.
Got it.
That's the answer. I'm trying to save you, so keep throwing daggers at me here. So you go and you make a meeting with the people, and you get a picture, and you build a honest media piece, and then you make sure that goes places that are going to disappear, like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And then the places are going to stay for good, which are like your own website, which are like a blog site, which are, you can have accounts in so many different places. And if they will, give you a Yelp review. So this is marketing. Part of it is marketing. And
I need to stop apologizing for that.
yeah, why would you be apologetic? I mean, it would be like me saying, hey, guess what? We just helped Rebecca go to 48 transactions. Did we help you? And you say, yes. And then am I going to tell everybody about it? Sure I am.
Yeah, of course.
Am I using it for my benefit? Sure I am. But am I also giving something that's real and giving you the credit that you deserve? Sure I am. You think it's like a one-way street, and that's...
Yeah, no, 100%. That's exactly what it is. I give myself in every single transaction 100% to that other person, and then for some reason, something my mindset doesn't like asking for anything in return.
And so let me ask you this. This person had a wonderful experience, and because you didn't ask for them to share that, nobody else knows.
Right.
And the next person chooses the one
So are you
who
getting me
did.
to think that it's selfish for me not to put it out there?
Yeah, it kind of...
Because someone else is going to miss out on the amazing service?
I say you're actually doing a disservice to your future clients. Because if you don't actually put
That's
out
a
what
shift
you
in
are...
perspective. I like it.
Yeah, it's not just
Yeah.
what to think, it's how to think.
Exactly.
Catch that?
Yeah.
So
Love
if
it.
you catch that and you understand that it's part of the bigger picture. Are you using this to kind of build your brand? Yes, you are. But it's also for the benefit of the next client, and it's just being good to the old client. Let's just say that you close a transaction for somebody in March, and you didn't contact them for Christmas. Do they then maybe think, well, she just wanted me for the commission, and
Right.
move on?
I understand.
Could they justifiably think that?
They totally could.
And is that the way it was?
No.
No. Well, how are they going to know?
Right.
Seriously, how are they going to know unless you tell them? And this is the proactive part of you telling them. I don't say that, it's an opportunity. I say it's a responsibility. And when I deal with clients, you guys, as I do in my work, if somebody brings up a client, I start dialing before I even know the whole story, just because I want to talk to them. I want to honestly talk to my clients. I have a lot of clients, and I don't get to talk to them all because I'm always doing some kind of thing. But if somebody says, "Oh yeah, Mr. Smith called earlier today. Remember Mr. Smith 2 years ago? We put him in his house." And I'll go, "Oh cool, yeah, Bill Smith. I haven't talked to him." And I start dialing. They're like, "Lee, don't you want to hear what he's calling about?" I said, "No, I just want to say hi.
Yeah.
I'll figure out. You can tell me by the time he answers, or I'll find out from him."
Yeah. Exactly.
And I call people immediately because I do want to talk to these people, and
Yeah.
it's personal. And if your way of doing things is just do a good job, then it's always wonderful to talk to people.
I got an idea.
Go.
Okay, so we're really big on helping our agents. Okay, we actually help our agents. We don't just,
Shout out to Chris and Lee.
Yay. So, do you like this idea that he's talking about, Popeyes?
I like the Popeyes. I also like the idea of giving some words that describe your experience with me.
Okay,
and then using that for the brand.
Good, but we're going to actually do something with you. Lee and I are going to help you do one of these things. Which one do you want help with?
Oh, to help me with one of those things.
Yep.
Never done Popeyes before.
Okay. Do you want help with that one?
Like putting it together?
Like
Some type
actually
of
going
idea?
with you and
Like,
helping you
hop
with
in
the
the
process.
car, we go show up.
And say hi
yeah.
to your client with you. We're just here to support Rebecca, whatever it may be. Maybe we're the ones that take the pictures. Maybe we're the ones that do stuff. So we're actually going to walk through this with you.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that.
You down for that?
Then I don't have to ask to take a picture.
Yes. No, because Lee will force everything.
Exactly.
Whether they want
I
to
don't know
or
if you know
not.
this, but I'll
You
take
can't
a picture.
say no to Lee.
I'll take
No.
a picture.
And
All right.
he says everything assuming that they're going to say yes, so it's almost like instead of can I do this, it's like thanks for letting me.
Yeah.
How is it?
And they're like, you're welcome.
They're like,
Okay, so
okay.
what are you going to do?
For the Popeyes?
Yep, tell the world.
I don't know. I had to research. I had to go on Pinterest to
All right.
figure out the Popeyes.
But we're going to go visit your clients, correct?
Yes, we're going to go visit my clients.
And Lee and I are just going to be there to support you, help you, and get some work done.
So let me give you a little secret. Here's a little secret. We run into secrets. This is
Wait, how do you know when they're going to be home?
It's a secret. It's a very big secret. If you go to, if you
You
go to,
said it 10 times that it was a secret, and then you
let's
got
say
Wait,
that
is
you
this
got
a
a closing.
secret?
It's a secret. Yeah,
All
we're not
right.
telling nobody. Okay. Remember, nobody listening. You can't.
no one's
Close your ears.
listening.
No, listen.
Okay.
So if you don't have a closing gift, you should, you can pop by Big Lots or Pop by Ross, and they have lots of really cool little closing gifts that work over and over. I mean, they're different every single time because of the
Like little
the nature of the
baskets
store.
or-
Yeah. Well, no, Home Sweet Home. There's
Oh.
lots of little things.
Right, I
if
see.
you're thinking about it ahead of time, you can have like pictures made. You can go to Rite Aid and have stuff printed on wood and stuff like that. And it's wonderful. But if you're in a pinch, and we've been there a few times, where like, hey, we don't have a closing yet. We just stop by Big Lots or stop by Ross on the way in, and they always have some little wooden plaque. We actually keep a couple in my office just in case we're in that spot, so we can always, because it's an important time, and people love to have that, Home Sweet Home thing or My New Home, that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something to commemorate
Yeah,
it.
so that's kind of
Mhm.
the secret. That's kind of
Yeah.
a little real estate hack. Just boom, go.
Got 1 minute, kiddo.
All right, cool.
All right, so we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do with your past clients. We are gonna do Popeye. You are gonna talk to them. We don't know if they're
You
gonna
didn't
be
answer the
home.
question.
We don't know
Oh, okay.
if they're gonna be home.
It-
What you're gonna do is you're gonna put a little map together, 10, 15 clients in an area, and then we're gonna all hop in the same
It's
car. and
all
we're
over the
gonna
place.
go. That's fine. We'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
we might have to do like 5 a day or something.
And then if we leave a little note or a little card, you're just gonna be top of mind. So it's
Cool.
all good. There's no bad inside of this. You good with that?
Good with it.
You good with that, Lee?
Yep.
Cool, man.
I'm excited.
All right, you're driving.
I'm all right, good deal.
All right, everybody.
Okay, so we're wrapping up now. We're wrapping up. Any closing thoughts on this whole thing?
Closing thoughts. Do more than what's expected.
Okay. And did you get value out of this?
Did I get value?
Yeah, you, Rebecca Haynes.
Did
you
I
Honest
get value?
Yeah.
Well, I get value from every conversation. This one was a bit more valuable than most, so yes.
Oh, you're so sweet. Look at you. But I do. We really want to help you get value. We're trying to get you notoriety as part of our package. Part of our plan is we get you out there. You're gonna be on Spotify and iTunes, and you're gonna be on all these big platforms in a few hours probably.
Cool.
And we're trying to build your brand so we can help you get to the next level, because I do want you to close 36 the next year. Do you have a goal for next year? How many?
My goal this year was 36, and I fell short.
Oh,
I
can you
know.
Yeah,
believe
you found a
that?
good spot though.
No,
Found a beautiful
yeah,
spot.
Yeah.
Great job.
Well, you shoot for the moon, and you might end up in the stars. That's
Oh,
kind of my
that's- yep.
motto.
There's some version of that, yeah.
So you're in the stars?
I'm in the stars.
All right, nice.
Not quite yet to the moon.
Sweet.
Good.
but
Well, we want to keep
Always
value.
aiming for the
We're fans, and we're gonna keep trying to help you grow your business. We're gonna try help get you, as long as you're out there hustling. And I tell everybody, the minute you stop hustling, I don't care anymore. I'm done. But if you're hustling, I'm in there. I'm a fan. The minute you stop hustling, I'm out. So just keep that hustle. We just change what you're doing so that
Right.
you can get more out of it. It's like considering going from
Like a
first gear
tweak.
to second gear
Yeah.
to third gear to fourth gear. If you
Got
do
it.
it correctly, you use that same horsepower, you just get a lot more distance out of it, a lot more speed.
Totally.
So
Makes sense.
we're wrapping up here. Chris, anything? Any closing thoughts?
Thank you for coming down, Rebecca Haynes. Well, I really enjoyed this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for
And
inviting
let's
me.
blow
It was fun.
up.
Tell all your fans
Blow it
bye.
up. Tell them all.
Bye. Bye, fans.
Bye, fans.
People who were listening,
Bye,
thank you so much
fans.
for listening. I
Okay.
super appreciate it.
And the crowd goes wild. And we are out.
Woo.
Thank you, everybody.